Alright, so you guys wanted a quick little view of what the setup looks like. I got a breakdown just so everybody understands what I'm talking about. It's 231 watts. Now I do have a gyri in this tank. I have it running right now, but that doesn't need to run all the time. So the water, there's the pump. I think it pumps 1,000 gallons per hour at 4 feet, but I have to check. It's pumping pretty good. Goes through a 25 watt UV light. Oh, sorry about the cords. I haven't gotten this figured out yet. So it goes into this tank, and then goes into the overflow box and dumps into this tub. And you can see it coming around. And if you stir up the water a little bit, of course there's something we can put in here that floats. But the water's moving. I don't have anything floating around, but water's moving. And then it goes into that overflow, which you can see the gyri on that, which I've turned off right now. That's the only brutal part about these tubs. If the gyries are running, you can't really see much going on in the tank. So then the water dumps into this one. And you can see the bubbles. And you can see the rays. You can hear them blowing in the sand. And I got a gyri and I made like a protective sleeve over it, just because the old gyries, the protected housing that goes over the propellers was pretty brittle, and the rays would bite through the teeth, those protective teeth, and then get their discs all chewed up on the propeller. So I made PVC to go over it, and they haven't been able to do it since. But so then the water goes through that overflow box and into my drip container, and you can see my heat loop, which is pretty big. It goes underneath the whole thing. I don't even think you guys need anything that big. I do have a little pump running the media reactor, but I'm going to use the old return line and have that drain into, so it'll be this will be gravity fed. And then right now I've got, I kind of put new fish in here for right now. This is the old way, and it just has a little pump that pumps up into this, all attached to the system. Right now the system on this register says 75, but it's actually 70, let's see, 77, because that's got a probe in the tank. And there's the gyri. The gyri controls the two tubs. The other thing is that one, it's 77.6. So they get fed by an automatic feeder. Of course. Yeah, that's right. Don't be using no straws on my fish tank. But this is the fish room. I got some saltwater stuff over here, which colors don't come out all that great with the camera. But yeah, so 231 watts. Now if I jump the gyries all the way up, yeah, then we're talking, you know, what are they, 80 watts a piece at full power, which I don't ever do unless I'm doing a heavy water change, and I'll kick those babies on full deal. Most of the time I just have them running at about 30 to 40% power, and it really does stir up the whole. Here, let's try kicking it on once. Alright, so we just clicked it on, and you can start seeing that it's hard to do any seeing into the fish tank. So I'm working on some viewing panels for the lids. But that's a project in the making. But other than that, yeah, hope you guys like it. It's a great idea. Right now this works out great for me. I do have a good sized tank out in the garage, but I've got a lot of work to do before I can set that thing up. But yeah, if you guys want to do 300 gallon vat tubs, get a hold of Scott Yonkers and we'll get you hooked up with some lids. They work great. Like I said, they're really light. You know, it's quiet down here. You shut these and it's really quiet down here. I mean, there's a lot of water running and you can hear the media reactor turning, which I'm gonna silence that up too. But I'm not talking very loud and it's quiet. So that's the, oh, and so that other, where the water dumps into that tub with the heat loop on it, there is a drain. Let's see if we can get that here. So instead of having a pump over here that pumps 20 some feet to the other side, I hooked a big drain up. I don't know if you can see it in there because they're black bulkheads, but I got a 3-inch drain that goes along the back wall. I don't know if you can see that. I got an air intake just so that the whole tube is full of water. And then dumps into this one, which you can see the current, I hope, coming out of those. So I don't need a huge pump to restart. I mean, we're talking, you know, what, maybe 10 feet of 1-inch line getting up, which I think might do some more work on that too. I think I might try to make that 1.25 inches and have one return line go into this 300 and the other in a split go up to this tank, just to max out on every gallon per second I can get out of that little pump. But it works good. I mean, I've got this says 77 over on this end, that says 77 over there. So yeah, I hope that inspires you guys to maybe try some tubs. And everybody likes them. I mean, they look pretty cool. They just get some condensation on them. You can see on the back it gets condensation on it, but you know, it's a lot of space for super cheap, and I can run it pretty darn cheap. So there you guys go. Ask questions if you'd like. See ya.